this is Sierra and welcome to another video. Today we were doing another video in my Hermitcraft Freedom. Well, we are reading chapter 28 of Hermitcraft Freedom, a Minecraft-inspired universe where I put Minecraft YouTubers that I watch in a world and see what happens. And, well, in this case, it's Hermitcraft. The Hermitcraft people. So, yeah. It's just something that I like to do. It's my current obsession. But, yeah, there are captions available if you are interested in reading the chapter as I read along. Or if you just want to sit back and relax and listen, that's fine too. Yeah. I feel like this is good practice for me as well, because I'm still working on the sequel to Nightlight. I gotta get back to that, but I wanted to get these done because I'm close. Like, after this one, there's gonna be one more chapter of Hermitcraft Freedom, and then whatever I decide to do next. Yeah. Let's get right into it. Chapter 28. Rain fell from the dark, cloudy sky as he stumbled after the others, leaning against Liam for support. Thunder rumbled above as the hermit glanced up, blinking away raindrops. The group had decided it would be safer to trek through the forest than fly back to the fortress. Grian shuddered, trying not to imagine a lightning bolt ripping through him or one of his friends. I don't like this, Grian muttered softly. It's too dark. We've got your back, don't worry, Scott said simply, walking beside Liam and Grian. A sword rested on his shoulder, nonchalantly. Surrounding them were their friends, hermits. Far more hermits he'd seen gathered in one place in a year. Had it really been that long? Grian nodded, moving his eyes to the damp earth at his feet. He shivered as the rain soaked through his jumper, his hair. He was drenched. They all were, but it was a price to pay than waiting for another team of defectors to show up. Grian shuddered. How many people believed in Gerald's lies? He'd always thought it was a small group of a few dozen men at most. Maybe they all had. How had Gerald gotten so many allies on his side? Liam squeezed his shoulder firmly. I know you're worried. They could be looking for us, or already waiting for us, or planning to attack the base later, Grian said shakily. It was scary enough having to be in that horrible place. I don't want to go do that again. I don't either, Liam said gently. Time will tell how things turn out. What do you think Conover might do? Grian asked, blinking away rain from his eyes. Probably regroup, Liam replied. That takes time. Or maybe he's in Jelly's room waiting for someone to walk right into his trap, Grian shook his head. Liam chuckled. I think we'd see him if he was there. Grian sighed. You know what I mean? You need rest, Liam agreed. You'll feel better in no time, I promise. Grian smiled weakly. It'd be good to see the others again. Liam nodded, turning his head forward again. Grian spotted a clearing ahead, recognizing the middle gate that connected to a wall. Home. A lump formed in Grian's throat. Was this nightmare finally going to be over? Grian shook the question out of his mind as another clap of thunder filled the air, followed by a flash of lightning. Grian tightened his grip on Liam, not wanting to let go. Liam guided him through the gate as the front door opened. Eliza stood in the doorway, eyes wide, before shouting back into their base. Haley, they're back! They're here! Sorry, they're back! Whoa. The young teen tore out into the rain and caught up with them, grabbing Blake's arm as she gently pulled him in impulse toward the house. A lot of people need attention, Dan warned simply. X told me he'd have the other hermits stand around the perimeter until tomorrow morning. Good, we might need it, Eliza said breathlessly. So many beds are already occupied, but we can manage. What about food? Grian asked curiously. Eliza flashed him a smile. Lyra's done that. It'll be ready for anyone who wants some. Great, Sam replied. But in a soup, I hope. It's amazing. Eliza beamed. Kate's mom is a great cook. Her eyes then fell on Kate, in Stampy's arms as her eyes grew wide. What happened? It's a long story, the cat said quietly. She's lost a lot of blood. We did our best to bandage her, but she's going to need intensive care. You got it, Eliza nodded, gesturing for the cat to follow her. Stampy did so, quickening his pace before disappearing into the base. We can't stay for much longer, Scott cautioned as Grian and Liam approached the door. We've got a lot of other assignments to take care of. Thank you for everything, Liam replied gratefully. Grian nodded as the YouTuber smiled. Dad and I will wait here, Scott stated. Let Stampy know we'll leave in half an hour. He deserves to catch up with you and your brother. Liam nodded. We'll do that. Grian stumbled into the warmth of the base as Liam led him to the meeting area before seating him on the couch. Grian leaned back, letting his head rest on the cushion as the boy disappeared into the kitchen. Grian closed his eyes, taking a slow, deep breath, listening to the pitter-patter of the rain. If only the rain could take away the pain. Mind if I join you? Grian opened his eyes to see Stampy standing beside him. Grian sat up. Sure, Grian replied. The cat smiled and sat down. So, you've been saving the world, I hear. Yep. Stampy nodded, folding his paws on his lap. There are people out there who don't have people like our protectors. People who are willing to risk their lives to help them. It's the least I can do. Meaning you were bored, Grian smirked. Stampy laughed. You could say that. Being cooped up in a safe house for weeks on end can really do that. Get to you. Oh, I know, Grian said. We miss the sunshine, the great outdoors. We're not meant to be locked up all the time, even if it's for safety. I'm glad you're in safe hands. We were until someone decided to lure me into a trap. Grian scowled. I'm sorry, Stampy said softly. It's fine, Grian sighed. I'm fine. Right. I am, Grian insisted, leaning forward. I've got my friends here, and we've got teams all over the universe tracking down and dealing with any trouble. Eventually things will get easier. They have to, right? That's the idea, Stampy agreed. The thing is, we keep saying that, and it doesn't happen, Grian muttered. More often than not, it gets worse. Gerald is dead. The Jargons are both dead. Stampy counted. Many of those who came after us are either in prison or dead. How many more of them are out there? Grian asked. Stampy shrugged, just as Liam reappeared with a plate of food. Liam smiled and a greeting at the cat before offering the dish to Grian. The hermit took it gladly. I hear things are going well, Liam said brightly, plopping down on a nearby armchair. They have, Stampy reported. It's good to get out there and change some lives for the better. Liam nodded. Scott said you'd be leaving in half an hour. He wanted to give you a chance to catch up first. It's been a while, hasn't it? Too long. Stampy chuckled. Do you know where your brother is? Just then, footsteps ran down the hallway as Sam appeared in the doorway. Stampy! Liam! You need to see this! What is it? Liam asked, getting to his feet. Is Kate awake? Grian asked. No, it's Erin. She's alive. The older boys shone. Alive? Stampy frowned. Fossil's base was ambushed. David and the interns were gravely injured, Sam explained. I watched as David and Aiden were killed. I thought Aiden was gone too, but she's alive. Stampy smiled sadly. All right, let's go see her. Grian followed the trio reluctantly. The duo. The trio, yes, trio. Reluctantly, hesitating outside the bedroom door that opened to where the adult protectors slept. A few beds were occupied. Kane, Sean, Clara, and Matthias rested in most of them. He gulped as he took in their bandaged bodies. What had the robots done to them? His eyes moved to the other end of the room, where Stampy and the boys were surrounding another bed. Erin was resting under the blankets, her breathing steady as Julius stood nearby, giving the hermit a smile. "She'll be okay?" Stampy asked, looking over at the young man. Julius nodded. "She'll live. It might take some time for her to heal from what happened, but she'll live." "Has Fall seen her yet?" Sam asked quickly. Julius shook his head. Sam left the girl's bedside and crossed the room, slipping by Grian. Grian watched him disappear into the sleepover room, coming out a moment later with a wide-eyed False at his heels. "Erin?" False gasped, stopping beside Grian. "I know what you're trying to do." Grian asked at the door, taking in the room. "She'll be okay," Sam beamed. Tears filled the hermit's eyes as she stumbled the rest of the way in the room. Grian watched for a moment, not wanting to intrude. He couldn't imagine what his friends had to be feeling, losing two of their own so quickly. He turned away, heading toward the sleepover room. He froze in his tracks when he saw all the occupied beds, the interns, the young protectors, hermits. So many of his friends hurt by something so indestructible. "You can come in," Haley said calmly, breaking the hermit from his daze. Grian walked into the room, taking it all in. Blake was tending to Impulse's injuries, while Eliza watched over Kate like a mother hen with her chicks. "She looks really bad," Eliza said with a frown. "They tried to create a robotic Gerald with her blood," Grian said shakily, walking toward Kate's bed. Her father tried to stop them when he realized Richard's plan was to murder his daughter. Eliza paled. "No." "Yeah." Grian stood beside her. "He saved her life." The girl nodded. "And is he?" "Richard killed him." Grian sniffed. He wanted her to know how proud he was for her sticking with what she believed in. A sad smile formed on Erin's face. "I'll be sure she knows when she wakes up." Grian looked down at the sleeping girl. She was still horribly pale, but at least her breathing was growing more steady. At least she could sleep peacefully. Erin shook her head. "Nightmares always find a way." "I just want to know," Haley said softly. "What it will mean for her now. Is Gerald still there? Or is he gone?" Grian frowned. Liam could test her. "Not now." Haley shook her head. "She's still low. She'll need time to recover first before we know for sure." Grian nodded. "As long as she's okay." "She will be." Eliza smiled. "You should get some rest." "I know. I wanted to give Sam, Liam, and Stampy some space. Together. It's been a while." "Well, take a bed and relax," Haley said, simply, nodding to the plate that was still in the hermit's hands. "Thank you." Grian smiled, finding the empty bed as he climbed in, enjoyed his meal before crawling under the covers to get some rest. And there we will leave it. Next week we will finish chapter 29. And yeah, I know it's just shy of 30, but I already pushed it enough with the bonus K chapter, so yeah. Stay tuned for that. And yeah, if you are eager to see what happens next, of course, you can check the description to see if the next video is there, or you can subscribe and get notified when another video comes out. But of course, that option is up to you, honestly. Yeah. Oh, but that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one, whenever that might be. Goodbye.